Hello, folks. Welcome to GingerLion's Agrarian Skies playthrough. I'm up to episode 5, and I'm going to take one of these here Ender Pearls. In fact, I only really want one, so take that and put it there. Toss this. No. Swap that around the other way. Oops. Those go in there. I don't accidentally use them for teleport purposes. See, some of these are still filtering their way through the system. And it's time for me to make a vacuum hopper, because, as I've said before, I'm extremely tired of standing over there and being a, test dummy for this whole system. So, let me just go ahead and put these together. I believe it goes like this. Yep, vacuum hopper. There we go. So now, what am I going to do with this vacuum hopper? Well, I have been thinking about it the whole time when I set this system up. What I really want to do is feed it into, I think this chest right here is going to be my sweet spot. So I'm going to take this and we turn off NEI and set the configuration, and I would like it to output to the side. That's just going to feed into this chest right here. Now, what is this? XP outputs. It's not going to be collecting XP, so that's going to be irrelevant. What that means is I can now turn this system on all the time. Now, how do I have it set right now? Right now I have it set for dust. Sure, dust sounds like a wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and configure this to whitelist gravel. No, I'm going to add sand to a couple of whitelists here. This pulverizer, currently I'm going to switch it over to using sand, and I'm going to switch this over to pulling out sand, and this should fill up with sand almost immediately. All is well in the universe. It's going to make dust, and I'm going to tell this to begin pulling out dust, and it's going to put it in here, and it's going to shake it up really good, and that's good. So, what else do I need? Well, let me take a look at what I have in terms of resources. I have enough diamonds and enough emeralds to speed this process up a lot, so I think I'm going to do it. I think I actually need a stack of sand, of all things. Let me make some glass. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to make a bunch more of these. The reason is because you can put as many as 8 pointed at the same table, and they will all work. So let's see, what do I have room for? I have 1, I could put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I guess if I wanted to get really tricky, I could put one underneath. So I can make all 8. If I have the materials for it, clearly I now have more than enough food, at least in terms of bread. I would really like to get something a little more nourishing than bread, but we'll see when that day comes. So, let's see what the recipe calls for. 4 autonomous activators. Two and 2. So let's see, what do I have room for? I have 1 right now. So I can make 6 autonomous activators. So let's make 6 of each of the things that I need. Need 6 pistons. That's 6 redstone and some aluminum. Aluminum. I know I'm going to need iron. What else am I going to need? We need Invar, iron, redstone. Invar, iron, that's Invar, aluminum, iron, redstone from this chest up here. Now let's see, what else do I need? The emeralds, yep. A bunch of wood, some cobblestone, and some glass. Not too hard. Stack of cobble. Now, I said that I can make 6 of these. So, I need 2 more glass to make the servos. You'll note I'm not doing much with the mob drops over there, except the, the one ender pearl that I really badly wanted. That's because I want to let them collect a little before I do anything outrageous with them. So let's see. Let's get to work. First I need 6 of these. Perfect. Now, what do I have? Do I have split up wood somewhere? No, doesn't look like it. Nope. So, we take this, take a stack of wood off it, and that allows us to make, I can make these with aluminum too. 16, not what I wanted, but what I got. Well, that's life. And finally, chests. Can only make 2? Well, then let's make another stack of wood. Because chests are always in style. Well, relatively soon they will be upgraded to better, but that's those, that's those, that's those, and can I make 6 of those? I can. That will make my processing line move much, much, much faster. I have my wrench, good. Let's go put the gems back where they lived. Some redstone in here, that's fine. And autonomous activators. 6. I can fit, well, let's see. 1. 2. 3. 4. Oop, got myself trapped in here. Now, the thing is that these, well, I don't want the vacuum hopper, but it looks like that's all that I can click on right now. Used all my cobblestone, huh? Well, let's grab one more stack. Bink, jump up. Eek, that made a dark spot. Don't like dark spots. Now, these are going to have to be set to aim low. That will allow them to all whack the same thing. And finally, I'd like to put one right here. I'm going to have to spin it around. Now, I have a whole bunch of autonomous activators, all now pointed at the exact same thing. And they're pushing all of what they produce into this chest right here. That's really nice. Not perfect, mind you, but it's really nice. So, what's next? Well, I'll be 100% honest. The next thing that I really want to work on is an ME network. That's going to require a bunch of diamonds, which, as we just saw, I only have 3 of. It's going to take a lot of Certus quartz. It's going to take a lot of Certus quartz dust, all of which I have. The thing that I don't have any of yet is nether quartz and nether quartz dust. So, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to make that. And how do I go about that? Well, I go about that with witch water. Wrong chest. So, I need to make myself some witch water. To do that, I need barrels of water, and I need them surrounded by mycelium. Let me think. So, I'm pretty sure in my collection, I've got 3 ancient spores. Ancient spores, when put on dirt, will allow that dirt to become mycelium. Good. So, and I have over here a source of water. Good. So if I run that source of water out here somewhere and feed it into the bottom of barrels, those barrels will be full of water. And then I can go through the process of pumping that witch water out. So, let's build a little bit of a complicated thing. I'm going to need some wood to start with. Let's see. These are good. These are good. Let me look at the barrel. And I want these barrels from Ex Nihilo. So let's go ahead and shift click them in. No wood. Darn. Stack. Let's see if that works any better. I think 9. I guess I made 10. Today is apparently my day for making more than I wanted to of things. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll live with that. It's cooking in here. More glass. Good. So, I need fluid ducts. They're not in here. They're in here. Fluid ducts. And then, I need me dirt. Luckily, I've been putting all of my leaves into here and making dirt out of them. So, how is this piece of insanity going to come together? Well, I think I'm going to do this on the fly and not plan it out at all. So let's see. I want this fluid duct in here. I want this one in here. That gets me water. Now, I want my barrels to be surrounded by dirt, which means that I need this square right here. I'm actually just going to 1, 2, 3. Yes, I know, I'm losing materials. Frankly, it's cobblestone at this point. I have more cobblestone than I reasonably can use up. Now, I know that in the future I'm going to need literally millions of it, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and put fluid ducts in each one of those, because that's how I'm going to put fluid into the barrels. And I clearly am going to need more fluid ducts. So what's the recipe for these again? Lead and copper. Easy. I've got some torches. Good. I need that. Let's take some copper and some lead. Make some fluid ducts out of them. Recipe. Make all. Put the lead back. The copper back. That's such a nice thing to see. Starting on a map with nothing, almost literally, starting on a map with nothing but trees and a little bit of a very pretty house, but not one that you could do a heck of a lot with, and being able to, 3 episodes later, look at a stack half full of ingots, sure is nice. Sure is nice. Let's see. There is my barrel filling system. And let's do this way. There's a barrel filling system. Now, I want that whole area filled, and because I don't want there to be any possibilities spawning down here, I've got more than enough spawns up above. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come get myself some stone stairs. That should do. Put one where I can get to it. I'm not going to need my axe at the moment, so. A pickaxe, yes. My axe, no. So now, I definitely know that at least there is for sure going to be part of this walk-up process. There we go. Now, let's place the barrels so that I know where not to put my dirt. There's that. Let's put the dirt back in my inventory and fill in all the spaces in between. Not all the spaces on top. Now, my understanding is that it's a relatively quick spread of mycelium. If I just put down one ancient spores, it should spread quickly. And I don't want to waste them because there's the possibility that I may need them again at a later date. So, go ahead and put them back up here. Let's take a look and see how this is doing. See? Filling up fast. Now that I don't have to be here and that all of these tools, let me just one more time them, make sure they're all pointing low. Good. All these tools are whacking away at that as fast as they can, and it's making things and dropping them in the vacuum hopper and filling that up. That's such a nice thing to see. Take a quick moment. Hey, look, there's drops outside. Honestly, I think if I take some slabs and fill that in now, there's no reason for me to leave that hole. If I need to open it back up again, I will. And meanwhile, all it is an opportunity for things to fall out, and I don't want things to fall out. So, let's put that in, and that in, and all is well on the home front. Nothing's making it through to the chest. Good. That means that I'm doing a good job collecting all of the drops. 10 ender pearls. That's nothing to sneeze at. 4 stacks of gunpowder, 4 stacks of bones. I'm doing good. Okay. Well, there's a mushroom grown. No extra mycelium yet. But there's witch water. That's good. So now, I'm going to need 9 servos. Wow, what a thing to force myself to make. $18 glass, 9 redstone, 18 iron. Servos are such wonderful things. I'm glad I made glass, because I think I'm going to need a couple more things while I'm at it. There's 9 servos. Let's clear this out. 34 might just be enough. Now, I already made a tank from open blocks, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. And one of the quests that I'm going to end up having to do means I have to make a barrel. Not that kind of barrel. The metal kind of barrel? Well, I know how I can find it. If I can't remember what it's made by, I can always go ahead and grab the quest book and go check. It's not in here. Instead, it's in here and go with the flow. This quest says that I need to make a drum. Not a barrel, a drum. No wonder I couldn't remember what it was. I need to make just plain drum, iron, cauldron, weighted pressure plates. It's going to be a lot of iron, but that's fine. Need 2 of those. Need a cauldron. And then I can make this drum. A lot of iron, like I said, a lot of iron, but that's just fine. This is going to make life a lot easier for me. You know what? That extra barrel that I made, it actually now has a purpose. And I'll show you what it is. Where did I put it? Put it in here. There it is. Now, sand. I need a bucket. There it is. Now, let's go set up a complicated and crazy system just for the fun of it. Not for the fun of it, for automation's purposes. I really thought this mycelium was spread. Maybe it's the biome? What biome is it officially in? It's in the desert. Maybe if I put it one over here in the plains or in the forest, it'll spread better. But that's okay. For the moment, I'm getting what I need. If I don't have any by the end of, the next episode, then I'll worry about it. Okay, by the end of this episode, I know myself better than that. Let's see, this will not allow me to walk in here if I build this like this. So I'm going to have to use more fluid ducts than I made. That's frustrating. Oh, see, and as soon as I started being worried about it, it spreads. Good. All is well in the universe. You come back. More fluid ducts. Sort of knew I was going to need two. Hopper, lead, fluid ducts. Take a stack. Or a short stack, because that's all they let you take in this. So, now, what is this insanity that I am perpetrating? Well, let me show you. So, if we suck all this out, and we feed it into the bottom of one of these oak barrels, which is what I intend to do. Let's see, do I want to extend over here? I don't know yet. Yeah, I think that area is not bad. This area over here is not bad at all. So, basically what I need to do is take this fluid duct, make sure it doesn't come in contact with that fluid duct, and I'm going to feed it into this here drum. So it'll fill this drum up. And what I intend it to fill it with is witch water. So, I need servos. And I'm going to put a servo in here. Actually, I'm going to just click a servo on each bloody one of them. There's a servo in every one. And this is going to be whitelisted witch water. Every one of them. And then I'm going to check them, because to me it's kind of important that this system not get plugged up. I don't want to have to troubleshoot it. Okay, just about. Now I need the center one. Witch water. Whitelisted. And then check them all, because I need to turn them on. Switch it to ignored. Happy. Ignored. Happy. Ignored. 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 And ignored. So, that should do nothing. In every one of these cases, this should do absolutely nothing. Till I get to here. In which case it should suck the witch water out and it'll be filled with normal water immediately. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Now, each one of these, and eventually each one of these, is just going to produce witch water. And we're going to fill this barrel with witch water. The drum has a small amount of witch water in it. That's fine. Now, what I need it to do, this witch water, going to come out the bottom of here. I want to make sure it doesn't. I'm just not having a lot of luck with my aim at the moment. I would like it to go into that block right here, come over 2, and then the witch water is going to fill this barrel. Now let me go look, make sure it's a barrel of witch water like I want it to be. It isn't yet. This should drain. Does it drain automatically? It does not. And of course, you know what? I don't really want to use a servo right now. They're expensive. And it's not a tight configuration, and I don't need filtering. So, what I want instead is a lever. Thank you. Mob tower is so cool. Oh, now these are going to make witch water. That makes me happy. So, I am going to put a cobblestone block right there, put a lever on the side of it, and now that will output witch water into here. So now, what's the point of this? The point is that there is a way to make soul sand. You do it by taking sand. Is that all sand? Yeah, that's all sand. And that makes me happy. 4 sand should be plenty. I've got myself a chest. Or 2. I only have fluid ducts. I now need some item ducts. I'm done with fluids for the moment, thank you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an automatic process for making soul sand, which, when sifted, will allow me to make the nether quartz that I need. I think it does. Either way, I know that this is a step in the process. I may need another item. I will find out in a minute. So, what we do is we put this here. We put that there. Break this. Have my hatchet. Good. This too is going to need a lever. Once I set it configured, that's going to pull out, and there's my lever. I'm going to need another one of those, so might as well leave it in my inventory. And if I take sand and put it in here, it'll dump it in and make the soul sand that I wanted. And then, if I... Interesting, the 2 levers are going to be right up above each other. Nice. If I flip this, and put a chest right here, I can pull this lever, and it should... No, it doesn't. That makes me sad. I really thought it would. So, can I pump witch water into the side of this barrel? Let's find out. Bink, bink, bink. We'll reposition these fluid ducts and see if they'll come in from the side. Well, it connects. Now we take this, we put this here, whack that with a wrench. If I put a lever there, does it work? It does. Means that I can come up and break this lever. Now, the question is, yep, it's working. So now, all these barrels over here are making witch water as fast as they can, and it's going into the barrel, which at the moment contains over 1/4 of a drum full of witch water. That witch water is being fed. I really want some stairs around here to fix this, but that witch water is being fed into this barrel, which is then being filled with sand, and that's making us soul sand. So, now I'm going to find out if this is the thing that I need to sieve, and we'll be right back. Okay, folks, all that's running, and I decided that I'm having enough storage problems that it's time for me to waste some of my materials. I'm not really wasting them, but I'm kind of wasting them. I'll show you why. I could probably build more chests, and I could probably configure a whole bunch of these things better, but I'm just getting tired of it. It's frustrating. So, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to make myself some chest upgrades. I would like, because I don't want to use a lot of iron, because iron's kind of important to me, I'm going to do a wood to copper upgrade. 8 of those. No, I guess not 8. And that's an interesting problem to have. And then I'm actually going to apply them. 1, 2, 3. Those are my first 4. Those are the 4 that matter the most to me. But while I'm at it, this chest much better. And because they're related to my processing of ores, this chest is vitally important to me, because nothing ever ends up in this chest. It doesn't actually work. It's kind of frustrating. And the same is true over here. So I'm going to... Nope, that was my last upgrade. Okay. So, the next thing I'm going to do, grab just a little bit more copper, because that's definitely not enough. Copper to silver. Let's make that, please. Again, I got 6. 1, 2. Hold on, autofill. 3, 4, 5, and 6. There. That should get me a lot more storage space for a lot more things. And it gives me a couple of spare chests that I can just throw down. So I think I will do that. Nope, not like that. Like that and that. There. Now, unload some of this stuff out of my inventory. I know where I'm going to go put the dirt. I'm going to put it back over here. So, let me sort out my inventory and straighten a couple of things out, and I'll be right back. Okay, folks, so it does look like the process of sifting soul sand is what I needed for my nether quartz, which is good, because that's pretty much the last major step on my way to building myself an AE system for dealing with my storage. Which I admit, I just used some upgrades so that it wasn't so horrible. It's still pretty bad. It doesn't make me happy. It works, but it doesn't solve the problem. So, there we go. This is working through the last of its dust and the soul sand at the same time. So, in the process, mind you, while this has been running all by itself automatically, I got all this stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and do some work, put some things together, toss them in the smelter, get that whole thing running, and I'll be back. So, I went ahead and assembled all this together into dust blocks. And I wanted to show you something neat that I've found. Iron, gold, copper, lead, and platinum. Those 5 things can be tossed in the smelter all at the same time, and none of them will ally with each other. So that's what I've been doing. All of my copper, all of my iron, all of my lead, all of my gold, and all of the platinum can all go in together. The tin, silver, nickel, and aluminum can all go in together, but not with this stuff. They'll cause problems. So I've got this set up to automatically make ingots, so it's just going to process through all that ore that I just gave it, smelt it all down, and turn it all into ingots for me. I don't need to think about it for a little while. Meanwhile, here is something I'd like to think about. Two things I'd like to think about, in fact. One, more soul sand. Good. Two, look at all this wheat. I really like the mariculture hold right click and walk thing. It basically just allows you to harvest all of your crops without having to then go replant. It automatically sets them up for your next growing cycle. It automatically gives you all the things that you care about getting. It's really nice. And as you can see by the way this farm is going, I have, well, let's see. I just did one pass of the farm, and I admit I had waited until it was almost completely done. Let me make sure I get all the things, because there's no reason just leaving them. That one's at 71%. And what did I get? I got almost 4 stacks of wheat. So, I would like to make bread, please. Stack of bread. What's the recipe for the stack of bread? Let's make some more. There's 16 more. And there was 44 sitting here waiting for me. There's 16 to go cook in there. And I've got all these seeds that at the moment I have almost no use for. I've been tossing them in a chest, but, like, it's, again, this is a thing that I have lots of that I don't have a need for right now, and I can't yet figure out what a good need for them is, but I'll keep them. I tend to hoard a lot of things, which is good. I have a quest called for the hoarding to go, so there, those go in there. Anything spare goes in here. This will fill these up as they empty, and that's good. And the results of this process: darkwood saplings, ghostwood saplings, duskberry bushes, netherwort, nether quartz, a whole bunch of that. Certus quartz dust still coming in, crushed ores, blaze powder, blightberry bushes, blood saplings, lava resistant, neat. All sorts of wonderful, wonderful, neat things, most of which I don't know anything about. Hey, look, a gas tier. I'll be able to use that, I'm sure. These nether quartz are the things that I cared about the most. So, let's start taking a look at, there's only one other thing that I'm not sure how to make. The applied energistic silicon is made by, it's just cooking dust. And at the moment I've got enough dust to not worry about it. So, let's go ahead and get my various dusts. I know I'm going to need redstone. I know I'm going to need Certus quartz and any nether quartz I can get. Let's go ahead and grab Certus quartz dust, nether quartz dusts, redstone. If I need glowstone or whatnot, I can come back for it. Yeah, I ought to be in a good enough shape. I don't have a lot of diamonds, and that's because just recently I've not been processing simple gravel, which is where I get diamonds from, but I think I should have enough to get the system up and running. I might not have enough for a lot of storage, but better a running system than none. Now, actually, I need to take a slight pause and think about, you know what, I got an easy solution for this, so I'm going to step off camera. I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to make myself 2 more of these crucibles, and I'm going to set them up somewhere, set up almost exactly like this. I'm pretty sure I still have a redstone item duct. I'm going to have to make some more Invar, I think. Redstone item duct. Come on, Chuck. Yeah, leadstone energy conduit. Okay. I will be right back. I'm going to basically set up a little power station for basic use just to run my ME system. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, that's much better. Now, I've built myself a little bit of a power station, and I intentionally set it up way out here in the middle, because, frankly, I intend my AE system to connect to everything, so out here in the middle seems like the best place to put it. So now, mod, applied energistics. Where where do we start? We start with an ME controller. Diamond processor starts with a quartz cutting knife. That looks like the first thing, some sticks and a little iron. That's good, because I have iron. In fact, it's pouring out of the system right now. Let's grab a stack of iron. You know what? I'm going to grab... Is there another chest around somewhere? Yeah, there is. I'm just going to take a chest and put it right here. And I'm going to put the spare inputs. That saves me a lot of inventory space. And that's better. Good. Now, I need a quartz cutting knife, which involves some sticks, like I said. I know I had sticks. Yep. Some iron. And whichever quartz I have more of, which I'm willing to bet that if I go over here and check right now, that nether quartz is the one that I now have a whole bunch spare. There's another stack of nether quartz. Yep, I have plenty of spare nether quartz. So, it's going to be my go-to. An iron. Some nether quartz. That's that. Quartz cutting knife, done. That's good. Now, I need these diamond processors, and I need silicon. So, silicon's going to be made by smelting whichever dust I have the most of, which is by far Lacertus quartz dust. And I'm going to need a lot of this stuff over time. I might as well smelt a stack. And I'm going to wait until I have 3, because I'm going to make 3 diamond processors, because, well, quite frankly, I have 3 diamonds. I know I'm going to use those processors. They get used up often and fast, unfortunately. It's a diamond hungry, it's a hungry mod, but given what it does and how powerful it is, I think it's only necessary, otherwise it would be awfully unbalanced. Okay, there's 3 silicon, and I was making processor assemblies. Knife, diamond, silicon, and redstone. 3 of those. Good. Now, I want that silicon to keep cooking up, so I'm going to go through the work of walking way over here and using another furnace. I have plenty of them here. While I'm at it, collect any more soul sand I have. When I head back over there, it'll go back in my collection, which will give me more nether quartz and those other wonderful nether things that I seem to be collecting. Let's let these 3 cook up. There we are. There's those. I'm going to drop off my soul sand. As you see, I had the system switched over, so it's going back to working on standard ores, because I need more diamonds. Fluix crystals. I need 4. And I have my ME controller. That, for those who haven't played with this mod before, is really the heart of the system. It plugs in and allows everything else to connect, and so it's going to suck power off of this, and hopefully I'll be able to keep up with this. At the moment, this is using 12 RF per tick, and this is capable of making 80. So as long as I don't go over 80, I ought to be okay. And this is basically filling with lava. It's not using it up. We'll see. We're keeping pretty close to even at the moment. So, what's next? Next, I need, well, an access terminal would be real nice. So I need a conversion matrix. So it's time to make some of these basic processors and some of this fluix dust. So, basic processors need gold. Stack of gold, please. I'm going to use a lot of basic processors because I happen to know the next thing that I'm going to really care about making after I make a drive is to make some of these 1K storage units, which are made out of storage cells, which are made out of these basic processors. So I'm actually going to use up my entire quartz cutting knife on this job. I need the silicon that I was cooking up over here. There's 18. That'll get us started. So I need these basic processor assemblies, please. You don't know how. Got it. This, 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 and go. Used up half of that knife. These two. A little bit more. We're going to take these 20 and cook them. This is going to be a little bit slow, so I'm just going to do this and I'll be right back. That's enough process. Just get us started. So, once again, I was making the access terminal. No, not the crafting terminal. The access terminal, which is made from a conversion matrix. And now I need Fluix dust, which is made by combining these three. If I had raw plastic, I'd use it, but I don't. So, let's get this out of here. I have Certus quartz. I do not have nether quartz dust, and I'm going to need quite a lot of it, and so I'm going to co-opt this machine for just a moment and let it chew through. I'm going to let it do half a stack. I don't think a full stack is necessary. I'm going to need these quartzes later. Well, I'm going to need these powders too. So just a couple more seconds. I'm not going to let it do all of this. I'm just going to let it do some. Actually, I'm going to take this, toss it in this chest, grab what I've got out of here, and keep on keeping on while all my various devices do what they're supposed to do. So again, I needed Fluix dust, which is this stuff, like so. Pull this out. Make that. There's 44. Good. Now we're getting closer. Access terminal is this. I need one. And the next thing that I need in making the access terminal is some glass to make Fluix cable. Is there any other way of making it? No. So I got glass. Let's clear this recipe out. Take this. Do that. I'm going to take that much cable. It's not going to be a lot. I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more of all of this stuff over time, but I'm getting myself started. So, I needed this access terminal. I think I now have everything that I need to make it, which is good. I can take it and attach it to the system. I now have an access terminal. There are two more things that I'm going to make before I end the episode, folks. So, I need... Do I want the blast-resistant drive? No, I don't. I really don't. I need a chest and two basic processors and some glass. A chest is easy. Here's the drive, which is going to store all of my data. And now is when I need to get the rest of these basic processors. Let's see. It's going to be enough. I'm going to fill this with 1K storage drives. So I need 10 1K storage drives. Do I want some fluid storage drives? What are fluid storage? No, I definitely don't want to start there. So, I need these. That's not bad. I need 10 of these, please. That ate into my resources pretty solidly, but I can turn 5 of these into drives right now and load them in. Whoop, whoop. So it turns out this barrel, this Java barrel, is classifiable as wood. So I'm going to have to move that. Just a minute. Don't burst into flames while I'm gone. Fires are making me nervous. Anyway, and I wanted to make 5 more, and the reason that I couldn't is because I was out of glass. So do I have any sand at all anywhere? I have 4 sand here. And there's some glass. How's this doing? Working away just fine. Nothing. Nothing. Just checking for glass in case I accidentally put some of it away somewhere unusual. Limestone doesn't help. None there. And then look at all these chests once. No glass. No glass. No. 7. Haha. That helps me a lot. I'll put these 4 in the furnace and make some more of these drives. There's 4. I need to make 1 more for my own standards. Let me just look at my power usage. I'm up to 27 RF per tick, which this is full, and this is keeping nice and stable, and it's outputting 24 or 25, so all is well on that front. Good. That makes me happy. And as soon as I pull out this glass, I will make the last drive, and that'll finish the episode. There's the glass. So, 1 more of these, please. No, huh? Why? Iron, storage cell, redstone. I don't have enough redstone. Am I out of redstone? No. Good. Hey look, another diamond. And a whole bunch of other neat and useful possibly things. I'll be back. So, last one of these fills up my system, and that will allow me to move all of the things out of here, out of all of these chests, into here, and have one integrated storage solution. Can you tell I'm an IT guy in another life? So, I hope you enjoyed the episode, folks, and I will catch you next time.